Hello, welcome back to a chapter day. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. And today we are going to be reading Job chapter 15. Yes. The last chapter 14, we read Job still lamenting over his troubles and making certain statements like, man that is born of woman is few of days and full of troubles. One of the best verses I find in the Bible to describe our plight as human beings. He's also talking, can a clean thing come out of an unclean thing? Because, you know, his friends have been passing judgments on him that he is a bad person, okay? And that nothing that he's experiencing at that time was because that he was good. It had to be because he was bad. And he made references to dying, that God should have mercy on him. His days are the days of man are so few already. Why not just let him be and let him just live out the few days in peace? All right, so now after that, let's see what happens in chapter 15. Then answered Eliphaz the Temanite and said, should a wise man utter vain knowledge and fill his belly with the east wind? Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or with speeches wherewith he can do no good? Yea, thou castest out fear and restrainest prayer before God. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Wow. So again, here he comes at Job saying, Job, you know what? Cut it out. Stop talking as if you are this righteous man. You are not before God. We know different. Okay. Verse 6. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Art thou the first man that was born, or wast thou made before the hills? Hast thou heard the secret of God, and dost thou restrain wisdom to thyself? What knowest thou that we know not? What understandest thou which is not in us? With us are both the gray-headed and very aged men, much elder than thy father. So apparently these friends of Job's, I guess they're not all of his age, but some of them may be older men. So this is what Eliphaz, one of them, is saying to him. Are you wiser than us? Some of us here are older than you, and your father, older than your father. So what are you trying to say? That we don't understand how God works? You see, that's our whole problem as human beings. We think we can understand everything God does and what God will and will not do. We are like God's right-hand advisors, we think. Verse 11. Are the consolations of God small with thee? Is there any secret thing with thee? Why doth thine heart carry thee away, and what do thy eyes wink at? That thou turnest thy spirit against God, and lettest such words go out of thy mouth? What is man, that he should be clean? And he which is born of a woman, that he should be righteous? Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints. Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight. So here they go, speaking up on behalf of God once again, letting Job know that, you know, man, we are nothing. You are not the first man. Why are you lamenting and carrying on as though nobody else before you has gone through any hard times? You're not the first man born. Not to mention, man is unclean. We are all, you know, we are not righteous. Therefore, why are you lamenting that these things are happening to you? Verse 16. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water? I will show thee, hear me, and that which I have seen I will declare. Which wise men have told from their fathers, and have not hid it? Unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. So what he's saying is, the wicked are the ones who have pain for all their life. That's not true sometimes. That's why Psalms 37 says, fret not thyself because of evildoers who seem to prosper in their way. Because it seems in reality that the wicked are the ones that get by with everything, and the just are the ones that suffer all the persecution. Okay, verse 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, Where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish have made him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to the battle. For he stretcheth out his hand against God, and strengtheneth himself against the Almighty. So this is what he's saying will happen to the wicked, because he is strong in his wickedness. Okay, verse 26. He runneth upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his bucklers, because he covereth his face with fatness, and maketh collops of fat on his flanks. And he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness. The flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. So all of this is what will happen to wicked people. So in other words, they're telling Job, hey, you know what? This is the situation. This is the category you are falling into because you are a wicked man. Verse 31. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. It shall be accomplished before his time.